Viktor Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Maduk, Saka, the team is absurdly complete. This isn't just about building a strong squad. Arsenal are crafting something so dominant, it could sideline your favorite club for the next 10 years. And the scary thing, they're almost finished. What most people haven't realized is this: Arsenal's approach goes far beyond simply signing talented players. This is a calculated rebuild, a methodical teardown of everything we've known about squad building in modern football. Before I explain what makes this team so unusual, let me ask you, when was the last time you saw a club plug every tactical hole in a single transfer window? When was the last time a team built Manchester City-level depth without sacrificing identity or style? Exactly, never. Because what Arsenal have done isn't ordinary. Everyone's busy analyzing Arsenal's big money signings, but they're missing the larger plan. The core of this team was already there, waiting for the final puzzle pieces. Take William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. These aren't just good defenders, they're arguably the top centre-back pairing in the league. And here's what makes them stand out. Most top partnerships have a balance. One technical player, one aggressor. Think Van Dijk with Matip, or Stones with Diaz. Arsenal, though, they've got two defenders who can both play out like midfielders and defend like gladiators. Saliba is elite in breaking lines with his passing. Gabriel, he's a beast in the air. That's not just effective, it's rare. And it's the bedrock of something bigger. Now, once you see how the new signings connect with this core, you'll understand why rival clubs should be alarmed. Let's start with Martin Zubimendi, brought in from Real Sociedad for £51 million. To many, he's just another good midfielder. But they're wrong. He's the final piece in what could become the most balanced midfield unit the league has seen. Zubimendi isn't your typical anchor. This is a player who helped Spain dominate the European final. Someone who dictates tempo, reads danger, and handles pressure with ease. But here's where it gets wild. Arsenal already had Declan Rice, a £105 million game-changer. Most clubs would call it a day. Arsenal didn't. They thought, why not have two midfield generals? Now picture it. Rice surging forward with strength and speed while Zubimendi orchestrates from deep. In front of them, Odegaard, free to create without worrying about the dirty work behind him. That's not just balance, it's dominance. And it doesn't stop there. One of the most revealing signings of the summer is Christian Nørgaard from Brentford, £15 million. A lot of people overlook this one, but it speaks volumes about Arsenal's direction. This isn't just a depth option. Nørgaard is a near replica of Thomas Partey, a defensive midfielder with strength, awareness, and calm under pressure. The difference: Partey, though brilliant, has struggled with injuries. Arsenal needed someone who could offer similar strengths without the constant fitness issues. Enter Nørgaard, Brentford's captain, a pillar of consistency, and a player who rarely misses games. He offers the same ability to intercept, shield, and distribute, but with one major edge: dependability. This isn't your typical backup. He brings leadership, experience, and standards that match the first team. The fact that Arsenal brought him in as rotation says everything. Most clubs would build their midfield around a player like Nørgaard. Arsenal, they've got him coming off the bench. That's the level they're operating at now. And if you're wondering, why do they even need Nørgaard with Rice and Zubimendi already there? Then you're underestimating modern football. Let's talk reality. Arsenal are in the Champions League now. That's 50 to 60 matches across all competitions, relentless fixtures week after week. Even world-class players like Rice showed signs of fatigue last season. Zubimendi, new to the Premier League's intensity, will need careful rotation. With Nørgaard, Arsenal can rest either of them without compromising quality. But more than that, each player offers a unique profile. Rice is a box-to-box destroyer. Zubimendi is a tempo setter. Nørgaard, he's the pure enforcer. The tactical variety is staggering. Facing City or Liverpool, bring in Nørgaard for extra steel. Playing low block sides, use Rice to charge forward. Facing possession-heavy teams, Zubimendi becomes the pivot. Arsenal now have a three-piece midfield arsenal that can be tailored to any opponent. That kind of flexibility, it's unheard of. Another underrated upgrade is between the posts. Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea for just £5 million. I know what you're thinking, Kepa? Really? But this signing is another glimpse into Arsenal's long-term vision. Where most teams rush into emergency keeper deals, Arsenal calmly brought in a Champions League-winning goalkeeper to strengthen competition. Kepa's played in major finals and pressure matches, and they got him for the price of a backup winger. But this isn't about replacing Raya. It's about creating a fight for the #1 spot that raises performance across the board. Kepa's footwork and passing perfectly align with Arteta's possession system, ensuring no drop-off if he plays. Again, that's not typical planning. That's anticipation. Now, let's talk about the signing that might change everything, the one that completes the picture: Viktor Gyökeres. If Arsenal finalizes this deal, and all signs say they will, they're solving their most obvious weakness in the most explosive way. 97 goals in 102 appearances for Sporting Camp. That's an outrageous return in a league where teams were fully aware of how dangerous he was. But here's what separates Gyökeres: he's not just a finisher. He holds the ball up like a target man, links play like a number 10, and presses as hard as a midfielder. He's a triple threat. Now imagine him in this Arsenal attack. Right now, they rely on Havertz up top, talented, but not a natural striker. Gyökeres would immediately guarantee 25+ goals per season, while making the entire attack more fluid. Saka finally has a genuine finisher to cross to. Martinelli, or maybe Eberechi, if the deal happens, can play off a focal point. Odegaard finally has a proper striker to feed. This isn't just another signing, it's a total shift in the attack structure. And here's the killer blow: Gyökeres is 27. He's entering his best years. Arsenal aren't just buying short-term firepower, they're locking down a world-class striker for half a decade. Arteta deems it fit to want to solve all the tactical issues his squad has. Aside from tactical issues, he is also trying to fix the depth on the wing by bringing in Noni Madueke personal. Terms agreed. Chelsea expecting a bid. This is where Arsenal's planning becomes truly abnormal. 13 goals and 8 assists for Chelsea last season. Direct running, one-on-one ability, and the pace to stretch any defense. But here's what makes this signing genius. Arsenal aren't buying him to replace anyone. Imagine having Bukayo Saka, Ethan Nwaneri, and Noni Madueke all fighting for 2 positions. The competition alone would push each player to new levels. But there's more. Different opponents require different approaches. Against defensive teams, you might want Saka's creativity. Against high lines, Martinelli's pace could be devastating. Against physical defenders, Madueke directness might be the answer. That tactical flexibility is not normal. Most teams have their best 11 and hope they stay fit. Arsenal is building a squad where the bench could start 4. Most Premier League clubs. But here's what this shows: Arsenal understand that modern football is about the whole squad, not just the first 11. When you're competing in the Premier League, Champions League, and domestic cups, you need quality everywhere. With this squad, the scariest part is their tactical flexibility. With Zubimendi and Rice, Arsenal can play a double pivot that's both defensively solid and creatively brilliant, but they can also switch to a single pivot with Zubimendi deep and Rice pushing forward. Or they can play all 3 of Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard in a midfield 3. In attack, Gyökeres can play as a traditional number 9 or as a false 9, with wingers cutting inside. They can play with 2 wingers or use wing-backs and switch to 3 center-backs. This flexibility is not normal. Most teams have one system they're comfortable with. Arsenal are building a squad that can adapt to any situation, any opposition, any tactical challenge. And here's why this matters. In modern football, the teams that win titles are the ones that can solve different problems in different ways. Arsenal's 2026 squad can do that better than anyone. In the Champions League, you need depth because you're playing twice a week for months. You need tactical flexibility because you're facing different styles from different countries. You need experience because the pressure is unlike anything in domestic football. Arsenal's 2026 squad has all of that. Zubimendi has won the European Championship. Kepa has won the Champions League. Gyökeres has terrorized European defenses for 2 seasons. But here's what's truly abnormal. They're not just building a squad to compete in Europe. They're building one to dominate it. But what do you think? Is this team scary? Well, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.